do this. Hi, everyone. We're back with another Advisory Edge podcast, VCast, and I'm delighted to have Diane de Garis of DNA with me on the show today. And Diane, we were just talking earlier about having met way back when with your list of demands for Spotlight reporting, and I'm delighted that all of them are there. So I've had a really long relationship, but if you could just tell our viewers a little bit about you and your practice. Let's start there if we can.
Okay, so I'm Diane de Garis. I started my practice in 2014, which wasn't necessarily a plan or desire always to run my own accountancy practice. Rather, in Guernsey, we're a big offshore finance industry. So I trained in audit, I worked in finance, I did that 15 years. I was CFO at Northern Trust, which is bank fund admin, custody and trust. And I was there for 15 years. Had two small kids while I was there, and I couldn't find the flexibility I wanted. I took my gap years, had a couple of years off with kids, and then I didn't want to go back to 25 days holiday a year. So I was like, well, I've got a trade. I'll work for myself. I'll,
Hmm.
set up in practice just as me. Started out as Degari Accounting, like every accountant does, calls them after their name. Um, and literally was probably just putting off getting a proper job. So, but quite quickly, I started working with real businesses that
Mm.
I just loved. I found cloud accounting really early on. So, quite quickly. At first, I just needed any client. So I worked on any systems and more focused on advisory than compliance because my background was as an FD and I'd bypassed a lot of those middle jobs the way I had trained and
Yes.
worked. Um, so I found cloud accounting really early on. I loved working with real businesses, actually genuinely adding value, feeling appreciated. I don't think I got more than my 25 days holiday or anything like that. But yeah, I created my own work-life balance around
Yeah.
my job and I was in control to a certain extent. Um, and then I liked what I was creating and it grew from there. I'd grown to about 8 staff. And then in 2022, I merged with Danny Bennett's firm that was really similar, but she'd
Mm.
been more QuickBooks focused, and that had stopped us doing it earlier. And we became a merged firm, transitioned to fully zero, and now 18 of us.
Wow. So that's a decent growth story. I mean, you're 12 years in, but to have merged and also obviously you've grown your own practice, there must be something that you're doing right. What do you think's kind of the key to your success?
I think it's how much we care. We genuinely care about our clients. We want them to succeed. Our best clients are the engaged ones. Um, you know, that's it. We in Guernsey, everyone struggles to recruit because we don't we have a real housing issue. We have a shortage of staff, huge finance industry that we compete against that pays very
Yes.
well, but we offer something different that the team really like working here. It's like a family. They've got flexibility and everything, and I think we could get the staff, the clients like us. I'm sure we don't do everything right all the time, but we get really good feedback from clients. They know we do care. And we just kept growing through referrals with the team and with clients.
Nice.
But it all comes down to we care. That's why we need things like good reporting,
Yeah.
because that's how we deliver that.
Lovely. So you made a conscious choice. You had your FD background to do advisory, which a lot of accounting firms, even to this day, agonize over. How can we move from doing, thousands of tax returns and financial statements and have the time to care and do all of that extra stuff? So was there some conscious design going on there, or was it just what you knew?
I I just can't believe accountants don't talk to their clients. Like it's so obvious that so many businesses don't understand their numbers. That isn't their area of expertise. And I think lots of firms overthink it. I think they probably are doing advisory. Maybe they haven't got the good tools for it, but you know, we probably scaled during COVID, like things changed a bit for us. Like we didn't meet and present financial statements. But then I was like, that's the bit we shouldn't be presenting anyway. We should
Mm.
be talking about the current management accounts, not like the out of date financial statements. So we always make sure every touch point we say, if you want to meet us and discuss anything, you can. We tried to do fixed fees from the start and had like, you can call us, can ask us anything, so that they ask us about the
Mm.
little things and then they'll come to us with the big things. And we didn't charge for that on a fair usage policy. So that was the conscious decision to make sure we were accessible and we didn't sting our clients for talking to
Yeah.
us and that they knew we wanted to talk to them. And because we were a startup, we also got lots of startups at the start, and lots of them have grown with us.
Yeah.
They've needed more and more help as they've grown.
Yeah.
So
And
sort of conscious decision. It's the bit I like, but
yeah, and I think isn't that a great part of the model? It's kind of similar to what we did when we were in practice, that you kind of grow up alongside your clients, and the more you
yeah,
talk to them, the more, and this is what I still lecture other accountants about when I'm on the doing roadshows and things. The more you talk to your customers, the more they actually position work for you, because you're having those better conversations. So if you can talk us through. What's a perfect advisory client for you? And we don't need to name names, but if you think look at your portfolio and think actually they tick all the boxes, who would tell us about them?
I I think our like sweet spot client is one that might have a good admin person in their team, but they largely outsource all the trickier stuff to us. Um, we can then use all the machines to do the churning, like we love Dext, we love Zero.
Yeah,
Um, that that helps us do all the churn. We do their payroll, the bookkeeping, bank recs, and management accounts. And then we meet with them regularly. Uh, you almost become mates with them. You want to talk
yeah,
about the business, you want to catch up, you come with the data, and you have a good all-round discussion of wherever that data leads you and anything else they want to bring to the table. But it's kind of that bigger client, like maybe up to 30 staff, that used to think they needed like an in-house team of like 3 or 4 people with it not talking to each other, or they'd have just someone really senior and half the time they'd be doing the bookkeeping.
mm,
Um, and they can use a cross section of our team. And yeah, you know, we they love to work with us, and we love those sorts of clients, and they're ambitious. They want to grow, so they want to talk to us.
How critical is that in your ideal client makeup? And I think one of the issues I always talk about a lot, and a lot of accountants don't necessarily have as part of their business model, is actually having an ideal client profile, having a checklist, making sure you're
Yeah,
not getting those rogues in there that waste your time. Do you have a
I'd say
formula?
for us, the only thing that we absolutely insist on is they're on Zero. We've decided to specialize and know one system
Yes.
really well, and now how everything then, and we're about the whole app stack. We want to make it as easy for them as we've made our practice work, so everything works smart. So that's the only thing. Like we are quite happy to just do year-end accounts, but we'd still talk to those clients and
Okay.
wrap a bit more around it. But our favorite clients are the ones where they get the full suite of
Yeah.
services. But we have disengagement policies with the team, like the clients that don't engage at all, that we just spend our time chasing. Even if they might pay us on retainer and that, but we just spend so much time chasing them, they don't care enough. We will disengage. Like we can't work with that. And I think when we brought that in, the team was really relieved. They could
Yeah.
focus on the clients that they could help serve. We're growing continually at a rate of knots. So we just don't want those ones pulling us down. Sometimes that's a wake up call to the client and that motivates them
Yeah.
because they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize. They were like, just keeps going to the bottom of
Oh,
my
accountants
list.
can sack us, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
wonderful. I think again, that's one thing a lot of compliance firms and even early stage advisory firms are too scared to do, to actually move clients on. Um, so over the years you've been running this practice, which has grown and grown, how have the service offerings changed and matured? And where has that taken you, Diane? Are you straying into these kind of areas of strategy and personal goal setting and any other kind of slightly outside of your typical accounting?
Yeah, we absolutely like we do all the essentials, and if we don't know it, we will outsource to an expert, like if it's, say some complex tax or that
Mm,
kind of thing. Um, we have a bigger team. So like services, right at the start, I didn't love to do payroll because it really tied me to being, around every month end, and I didn't enjoy payroll. I learned don't do anything that I don't want to ever cover. So, but now I'm a bigger team, like we can, change that slightly, and we've got different expertise across the team and across the management for all that. Um, it- like just it's wherever the conversation goes with clients, but we do try to build goals into reports, talk about what the business wants to achieve. It's entirely led by the business, but we might help with valuations. That might lead to an
hmm
MBO. That might, then we've been engaged by the clients that have done the MBO, and then they're on a new journey with the same business that we might have contacted with before, and we'll set out on that new path. And yeah, like I see sometimes people offering like business coaching, etc., when they haven't run a business. you know Once knew one who bought a franchise from Vegas. I was like, I've never run a business. It's like, and I'm like, so I sometimes think it gets a bad name, but that's something we can do well because we run a business and we know the numbers, and we have such good insight into hundreds of clients and who does
Yes,
what well and what works and what's been successful. And we can't just say to someone, oh, that's the formula they're using over there, but you learn from it all the time. So we're the best place to really help our clients and move them
absolutely.
forward.
Who's better placed than a good accounting firm? So
Yeah.
tell me about your team and how do you hire? Do you hire for
Uh,
technical skills? Do you hire for
I love my
empathy?
team. We
And
have such we always it's always on the person, right? So sometimes I've looked for, say, someone more senior, and then we'll interview. We get a lot of applicants, which is quite rare in Guernsey. I think people really want to use their skill. We have a lot of accountants, a lot of people trained as accountants
Mhm.
over here that finance industry sort of, should we say, spits out sometimes. And they can't work for a firm that cares for us, I don't think, in the finance world. And uh, I probably initially employed nearly all mums
Mhm.
because that was a little bit my network, or we were very visibly offering something that fitted, work-life balance. We prioritize that. Um, so we don't, if someone comes to us and go, oh, I don't want to work full time, we never care about the hours. We want to find the right person first and foremost. If that means we need another person, we'll just carry on and hire too, and we'll see how it goes. Um, yeah, uh, a mix. We've got a really good cross section of qualified accountants with lots of years experience, either commercially or in the finance, bookkeepers, payroll experts, and we added our amazing office manager about 3 years ago. And before that, all the admin was just app driven and process driven.
Right.
And that was probably the biggest game changer for our firm.
Well, I think the enthusiasm for the team comes through. And actually, when I was doing my research, I was intrigued by, I think I saw 17 female faces and one bloke
Our
who
diversity hire.
yes, absolutely. But I love what I'm hearing because actually one of our secret sources at Spotlight has been some of the amazing mums we have. And it was quite interesting to me when I started out that actually a lot of accounting firms and others were wary of having someone who wasn't going to be full time. Whereas I think if you can get 3 or 4 days that fit around whatever it needs to fit around, from a mum who just knows how to nail stuff.
Yeah.
You're ahead of the curve. Why wouldn't you?
I think, yeah, when it brings a superpower that those organizational skills but you just agree terms up front. Why does someone need to work 37 and a half hours a week? Like
Yeah.
they work 20 hours, you pay them for 20 hours. That works, eh? Clients are happy. They don't, we work so many clients and we have I like the mix of the big outsourced clients and the compliance. And no one in our team does just one or the other, really.
Hmm.
Um, because that mix means you can pick up and put down those year ends so that you can service the bigger clients. It gives you that flexibility to manage it and yeah, like I think our profession lends itself to flexible working more than any other. And
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So we have hired a man now. We have hired men before, but yeah, we are now 17 women and Ray.
Ray, I saw
He's a
Ray,
star.
so go Ray. I'm obviously you've been an award-winning practice. You finalist of in many things as well. What are you most proud of from the journey so far?
I mean, I think if I look around on what we've grown to and how we have people always approaching us asking if we've got jobs here, we've moved out into decent offices. It- I I take stock and look at what we've grown and the amount of clients we've got, the reputation we have, and yeah, I think I now am glad I became an accountant, which wasn't an aspiration.
Nice.
So
That's actually reasonably common, isn't it? Well, a few of us have ended up in the profession blinking in surprise and then actually decided to make what we can of what we do. Because we are in this amazing position of working with entrepreneurs and seeing and being able to help these people that are driving our
yeah,
economy.
I think I come from quite a creative family and artists, and my sister
Okay.
became a nurse, and I did maths at uni, and I was like, God, I don't know what I want to do. They had passions for what they wanted to do, as I just, I like numbers,
Yeah.
and
And
came back
sometimes
to
we hold our
Guernsey.
passion on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's been obviously an amazing journey. There are things though that you'll be thinking, oh, if only I'd done that sooner or better or not done. Is there any, not so much regrets, but things that maybe our listeners would like to avoid if they could? Any own goals?
I think last year we spent a lot of time really reviewing our processes and automations and our practice management system as much as possible.
Hmm.
We use FYI. We upgraded to FYI Elite, which I think we thought was a just a little upgrade, but it actually was quite a big change. And we've brought an ops person in to now really have the focus on that. My partner, Danny, is brilliant on these kinds of things and running that project. So I probably wish I'd found her earlier on. Like
Yeah.
that ops bit, really owning the ops is brilliant. And I did find her earlier on, but I wanted to be a zero practice, and
Yeah,
so we used to meet up and just yeah.
those technology
Um,
projects can be significant, I think people find. Um, how are
and
you?
I say that to clients. I say, get the tech in before you create the monster. Don't wait until you need it. Like try to look ahead. But I think we had good tech. Um, but some of the changes we've made and the investment we've made in the last year is now going to pay dividends. Possibly we could have done it slightly earlier. I don't know. Like, but it wasn't broken before. It's just better now.
Good, good. How do you use the Spotlight reporting tool set in your advisory practice?
So any client that is with us for outsourcing services, management reporting, they might even do their own bookkeeping, and we might still do them some management reporting and meeting it. We prepare a good pack for them that is consistent. We start simple when we're working with clients. We talk to them about how they want it to evolve or scale back. Sometimes they
Hmm.
don't want charts in, or they want a different P&L or less P&Ls. Like I like to start with a monthly projection with the forecasting, comparisons to budget, comparisons to prior year. And they might be like only interested on looking against budget and looking forward. They don't want to look
Mm.
back, those sorts of things. So we start simple, but a decent, solid pack that forms the basis of a sit down chat. Sometimes we'll
Nice.
have a standing agenda in it.
Yep.
Um, it it might be for a board meeting that this is the only actual pack that comes to it. So we try to
Hmm.
make it like suit all purposes. Always an exec summary. I love the auto text elements, but they'll be kept simple and relevant. And then a good, like the last thing I'll do would be add my summary or say that to the
Very
team,
good. We've got
the,
we've got a
the
little bit
real
of
insights.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean it's a really interesting position of I've always believed that advisory is still essentially human. So having the insight and experience and expertise alongside the automation and a layering of AI. I was looking at some of our latest AI enhancements to the executive summary today, which will be coming soon. But yeah, that for all of the technology out there, would you agree that actually the human lived experience and emotion and empathy is still there's still going to be the need for advisors a decade
yeah,
from
and
now,
what?
2 decades, 3 decades?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what what is so obvious to us when we look at numbers and the data isn't to lots of our clients. We've got clients across all the trades, like marketing, all different types of businesses. They are not always financial people. They might know that their business is really seasonal, or when they put an offer on, that massively impacts their numbers. It's so obvious to me, but when you point that out or you show them their numbers differently, like you show them it monthly or something like that, something as simple as that, they'll be like, "Oh, God, just hadn't realised. Let's do an offer every month." And I'm like, "Well, no, that won't necessarily work." But like, yeah, it's if not interpreting that data so they can't have their light bulb moment. Yeah, I think that will always be here. I mean, AI is definitely going to have its place, isn't it? Uh, but yeah,
I think
I think,
I'm excited by how it can augment what we do. So we're having
yeah,
fun with forecasting and reporting and sustain that we've just released around ESG. But I think the human element to advisory is still so key. And
yeah,
I mean, you're living that, and your practice is the embodiment of that. So congratulations on what you've achieved. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to seeing you when I'm up in the UK soon. We'll see
cool.
if we can extract you from Guernsey for a day or two, maybe. We'll see. Um, just as we wrap up, Diane, is there anything you'd like to share or a bon mot of wisdom for anyone listening to this or watching this who is thinking about creating their own advisory practice, or they're working within a firm and they're not quite sure what leap they need to take or how to start?
Well, I suppose think about what's your favorite bit? Is it sitting behind the scenes and just churning out numbers and like, not talking to anyone? Then maybe don't. But if your favorite thing is talking to clients and actually feeling like you are part of their journey and you're adding value. And I mean, yeah, we do have clients who, come back again and again saying how much we've helped them turn their business around, move forward. If that's the bit you want to feel appreciated, don't you? You're not going to feel appreciated just, sending out some accounts to sign and never talking to the client and submitting the tax return. Like it's just talking to clients. It's like that's what it is.
Yeah, wise words. And I think as a profession, let's do more of that. So thank you for leading the way and showing others and inspiring others as well. And I think you do with the work you and the practice you've created over the years. And it's wonderful to have you as one of our spotlight champions as well. So big thank you for your time
Thank you.
and for all that you do, Diane.
Thanks very much.
and we'll talk again soon, hopefully.
Brilliant. Thanks, Richard.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for that. I'll just do the intro again because I called you Diane de Garis.
Oh, don't worry. It
You
doesn't
don't
matter.
care? Okay.
No,
You
like
sure?
people say it, yeah, people say it different all the time. And most people will say De Garis, like
Okay. If you're not fussed, I'll leave
it.
it. I'll leave it.
No, no, I'm
Yeah.
not fussed. I mean, either way. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm used to it. I used to be a Godion, and no one could say that either. So we're full of French names in Guernsey.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, fascinating. All right, well, thank you. And so we're up in May. I think I don't know if you know we're doing a road show with the Clarity guys, Carbon, and
yeah.
one or two others getting involved.
So I used to work with Ainsley at KPMG.
Oh wow, well, I bet have a few stories.
He came via Guernsey. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we did an event with Steve in London when I was up last time, and Will Farnell, which went really well. So we thought we'd do a road show next time I was up, which is May. And I'm not sure if Steve's coming or not, but Ainsley's decided he wants to do it. So we've been looking at panels and things. So I think Miranda was going to see if she could convince you to be involved at some point. But
Okay.
we'll let you know, and who knows whether you want to or not. But we'll, yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, that'd be interesting if I'm free and available. So yeah, I like
Are
Will
you,
as well. I've worked with him on some things. So
are you going over to Accountex?
no, I'm not going to do Accountex. We're going to do ZeroCon.
Yep.
Um, although Accountex is free, ZeroCon is better for us and more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
tailored to us.
We're doing both of the zero cons. I'm at Accountex this time. I haven't done it for 3 or 4 years. Will and I are doing a, a fireside chat or something. He's
Right.
talked me into, but yeah, no, Accountex. I couldn't do every year.
So we did, Danny and I went last year and it was good, but it was
Yeah,
different and busier. And we tried to take like at one point we took the whole team. Now we're 18. We're like, no, we can't. But we're
yeah.
taking 5 to ZeroCon. So we
Oh,
need
that's
to
good.
pick who's going. And then, it's hugely expensive for us with flights,
Yeah,
hotels,
yeah,
everything, and people out the office. That now ZeroCon's gone to every other year. We'll see if we do Accountex on the
yeah,
off years.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
we'll
Accountex.
see.
Sorry, Zerocon's July. Is that right?
It's July, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely know our team will be there. I probably won't be back for that one though. I've been to about 27 zero cons over the years, so
Yeah,
I feel like I know all the
bit
jokes and
jaded from them now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, big thanks again. I'll let you get on with your day. I'm gonna go home and have a cuppa and get out the pipe and slippers.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Nice to chat to you. Thanks,
Thanks.
Richard.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.